Hello, humans of the earth, and thank you for joining us on this wonderful day. My name is Heidi,
And my name is Dana.
and this is Fun Times with Dana and Heidi.
Today we will be discussing tweet of the week. This tweet comes from at jojo24s_, which is an interesting combination of letters and numbers. We love to see it. And it says, "Can we normalize fast replies? Because why are you letting a message marinate for 2 hours?" And honestly, this is something that letting a message marinate for 2 hours. And honestly, this is something that the people need to do. Like, I don't understand why some people like deliberate, like they get a message. Yeah, like they get a message and then they deliberately wait. What is the purpose of that? Just respond to that person. It's just not going to hurt you. It's not going to do anything bad.
And you know what, irks me is when they know they got a message and they read it, and the person on the other end is waiting, but they're letting it marinate on purpose, and you're just like, why? Like, why? And then I
Yes, there
sometimes,
is no cuisine here.
why? And then I
Yes,
sometimes,
there is no cuisine here. Why do we need to marinate everything? Just reply. Just do the deed.
yeah,
Make the deed.
and I asked a person who let a message marinate, and they're like, "Oh, it's because I don't seem desperate." And I'm like, "What do you mean?
Desperate
What
for
do you mean?"
what? Desperate.
Liable. So anyone who's listening, take tips, because me and Dana, we respond fast, and it's very nice and convenient.
Yes, why are you making people's lives more inconvenient on purpose just because you don't want to seem desperate, whatever that means? If not, if you literally just respond to a message like a normal living, breathing human being, then you'll just be seen as a better person who you can rely on because they actually respond to your texts on time. I don't understand what this kind of mindset is, but I don't like it. But anyway, so that is your tweet of the week. Please take notes and respond to messages at normal times for this greater good. And Heidi, do you want to start off with our first news story?
Yes, I do. And today's news story comes from TikTok. So we've been doing lots of articles and even a Twitter, what those are called, Twitter banners. But today we have a TikTok, and this TikTok is from Brooks DT, but it was reposted by Breacher Sports. And a blind Barcelona fan can follow games on a wooden board thanks to a system he developed with his friend. So what happened in the video was there's two boys or two guys, and one guy is looking at a game, and the other guy is putting his hands on a wooden board that the other guy is also having his hands on. So the guy that can see is basically mimicking the soccer players moves on the board, like right in front of the blind guy's face. So you just see two men in nosebleed seats just playing on a board, and I think it's super cool. Honestly, from an outsider's perspective, I don't know how he did it because it just looks like a board with hands like moving on it. But I bet you that's like a miracle for him because he never has had the chance to actually see a game. So he can feel a game.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. I think that is like a great way to, like help people with disabilities like actually just like be more involved with, like daily lives and have those like fun little activities to do even despite those things, and I think that's really cool how people are like taking creative measures to overcome that. And I think that's very great.
Yeah, and you know what? The commitment and the friendship, that's a strong bond because, not everyone wants to do multitasking in a game that they can just be sitting and chilling and eating popcorn. Like his
Mm-hmm.
friend did that, and he helped his friend with a board, and I think that's super nice and super cool. So if anyone's listening, be like that friend. Help others out.
Yes, be nice and help others. Yes, what a great message. And so you can now purchase your own 3D printed home with just a click of a button. Technologies these days, it's just amazing. And so the California company Mighty Buildings is able to complete an entire house, like an entire house, in
Like
just
living
20,
size, like
just
living
20,
size, like real size, or
yeah, real sized house in just
oh wow,
24 hours with the walls, the floors, and the ceiling, because they 3D print everything. They have like this warehouse, and then they just print everything there, deliver it, assemble it, boom, it's done. You have a house in 24 hours. So I think that's
dang,
really cool. And so the houses are durable, low maintenance, and they're ultra energy efficient, which is great. And customers can choose 3 different sizes. You can choose anywhere from a 1 bed and 1 bath to even a 3 bed, 2 bath, which is like a really common house. So that's a pretty good deal, I think. You're getting the bang for your buck. You're getting a good use out of your money and getting it quickly delivered to you.
the
And
future is
so,
technology.
yes, technology is the future. And yeah, so it's great and are included in the price. And so the 350 square unit costs $115,000 to be installed. And it all of the other things like the plumbing and the electricity and like the furniture and all that other stuff, it's it's created it's created after like the actual structure of the house is built, the way that we do right now, the old fashioned way. And so the cool thing about this company is that their houses cost 45% less than regular construction and use 90% less waste. So I think that's really, really cool, because you're using technology to, serve a need, like a literal need. Like, this doesn't apply to just customers, but also like the homeless and people, low income families and stuff like that. People who really need it can get a literal house for a lot less money, and it has much less of a toll on the environment. And I think that's really cool.
I like that. I wonder. I just forgot what I was going to say. Oh yeah. So I'm wondering how sturdy this is, because in me and Dana's area, we recently had a hurricane, and there was a lot of construction in process in our area. And there was a lot of construction in process in our area. And you know how the frames are made with like wood,
Mm-hmm.
like their framework is made out of wood. Well,
Yeah.
the day after the hurricane, I like drove past the construction neighborhood, and all the wood framework fell, and it looked like a mess. So, and more durable, because I think that's really really cool. And it's nice how in 24 hours a machine can work while a human can't, because humans, there are a lot of power builders and strong humans out there, but I don't think any normal human being can work for a straight 24 hours.
Yeah, like we have our
So
limitations, you
we
know what I
have
mean?
our limitations, like Dana said. So this California company, Mighty Buildings, is really cool. And the fact that it's cheaper, I would expect it to be more expensive, but it's cheaper, so that's not even better. That's a plus.
Mm-hmm. If you're looking for a house, if you're gonna go on, what's that show? House Hunters, the
House
one
hunters,
on
house hunters.
HGTV. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And they're like all like searching for the house. If you're gonna go on that, you may as well just also consider a 3D printed house to get that cute little discount, and also be more environmentally friendly. So I think that's really cool. And so now we are going to move on to our wonderful science talk segment. For today's news, we have Barry Boyton, a gardener in England, who has grown a sunflower. Like, he literally just planted flower seed in the ground, and he grew a sunflower with 27 heads. Like,
What?
27 like flowers. They call them heads, but it's like 20, like it's one stem and 27 flowers.
Fancy.
It do be fancy. And for sunflowers to actually have multiple heads on a single stem, which I think is pretty cool.
Are
But the
these the big
max,
sunflowers, or are they the small sunflowers?
no, they're the big sunflowers, like the ones that are like as tall as you, like, like the big sunflowers.
Dang! 5 feet,
Yeah,
a staggering 5 feet.
yes, probably taller than me, to be honest. I don't. Yes, probably taller than me, to be honest. I don't even know. But it's not uncommon for sunflowers to have multiple heads on a single stem. But at the moment, the max like the maximum amount of heads considered to be around 20, and this flower grew 27. So I think that's pretty cool. And it's far from the world record of how many heads are in a sunflower, because the world record is 100 heads, which I would
Oh,
like to see because
oh
that is a
wow.
lot. But I still think it's pretty impressive, a happy little accident, in the words of Bob Ross. Bob Ross.
Yeah, I'm on TikTok a lot. Obviously, you guys probably already know that. But a lot of people do photo shoots in sunflower fields and the pictures look amazing. The sunflower fields are beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. But the one thing I'm like
Yeah, there's bees everywhere. We love them, but they also can sting you. So we just gotta be careful, you know?
like I've never been stung before. I know. I've never been stung before, but like I'm just paranoid and terrified that I'm going to get stung. And being paranoid will probably ruin my entire sunflower experience.
Yeah, I could just imagine like Heidi trying to take like an aesthetically pleasing photo shoot, and then there's like a bee right next to her ear, and she just like runs away into the distance, and then that's all. That's what it was. So I
Yeah, yeah.
think,
Also, Dana, have
huh?
you do you eat sunflower seeds?
On them like one or two times, but I'm not like a fan of them. Like I don't eat them. Like I don't eat sunflower seeds on the regular.
Oh, okay. Well, speaking of sunflowers, like the center of it. Do you know how they peel off the sunflower seeds? They're gigantic.
No, I don't.
They're gigantic.
No, I don't.
Like I'm pretty sure like the sunflower center where the seeds are stored is like a foot wide in diameter.
Uh huh.
Like, trypophobia. Ugh.
Yeah, I don't know how that works. I remember seeing sunflowers actually like eating them. Just a very vague memory tells me that I did it once. So that's all the information I've got there.
I love sunflowers. I truly love sunflowers. I
That's
think we've
great.
I think we've talked about sunflowers way too much. So we're gonna move on to the next segment, Help I'm Bored by me. And it is August and a lot of people are going back to school, college, or whatever. And since we all know Corona over here has made us go virtual. I was gonna say viral, but no, virtual.
In our dreams, we're viral. In our dreams, we're viral. In our minds, we're viral.
In our
But we,
mind or
we can
we're
only
viral.
hope.
Yes, yes, yes. And a lot of teachers require your face to be shown. And so I think that's is a good way to motivate you to do a clean out, like a room clean out, like space works wonders.
Uh huh. Sorry, I was like zoning out. Yeah, definitely.
It's okay, it's okay. I was like, okay,
Yeah,
where
no, yeah, I'm like registering what you said. It's because like I was thinking about something else, and then you were like talking, and both of them were in my mind. And I didn't know how to like digest it.
it's okay, it's
Like,
okay.
but yeah. So yeah, definitely. I think that especially since some teachers are like you have to have your camera on, or at least they encourage it to some degree. It also like really helps just to have not only for that, but just like for the sake of having like a
Mm-hmm.
clean, neat, organized workspace where you don't have to like move a mountain to find like a book or something. Like it's good for you. It's good for the soul, and it's very handy in a lot of situations. So yeah, clean your
And what
room.
I don't really want to go to the grocery store unless I need to. I've been reusing a lot of my school supplies from the past year and cleaning them out to use for this upcoming year. So it limits the exposure to the coronavirus in people. So yes, clean out your folders, clean out your journals, and a
Oh,
lot of
I always love doing that. It's such like a
and a
Oh,
lot of
I always love doing that. It's such like a therapeutic thing to do at the end of the year, because you kind of just like take everything and then just sort out all of like the useless like junk.
yeah, and it's
You're
so
either never gonna
satisfying.
use it again, or like I just keep all of the important stuff and I just throw out like my scribbles of homework and stuff like that. But I tend to like keep all the notes in like a folder for like a while until a lot of time has passed, and then I just like throw like my messy other ugly stuff that I don't need. I throw all of that away because it's just an unnecessary stuff to
Mm-hmm.
have, and I don't like having it with me.
Yeah, and a lot of teachers they only use like half a journal and like tons of pointless papers. So if you toss those, you're like getting a whole new school supply haul. So you can do
Yeah.
that, and you can also in a lot. So if you're able to just detox, and I know last week Dana mentioned coloring, and I think that's a great way to de-stress yourself.
Yeah, for sure. You can color, you can paint. I know a lot of people who are painting right now. You can
Yeah, I've been
draw.
painting.
Yeah, and you can also now you can
Yeah, I've been
draw.
painting.
Yeah, and you can also like do some other stuff. Like I know some people who have been doing like blackout poetry. So like they take books that they like are never gonna read again, or they're just like they don't know that like they don't use it. They just like take like Sharpie and they make a little poetry, and then sometimes they frame it or they decorate it or just do something cool with it. So I think that's something really cool that you can do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. And the last thing I have on this segment is to read a book. And that's pretty old fashioned and a lot of people are against it. I don't know why, but they old fashioned and a lot of people are against it. I don't know why, but they are. It's like wow.
Yeah, I
And
don't know why so many people are like so strongly opposed to reading a book, which you already do when you read like literally anything in your life. I mean, you're gonna have to all, whether it be like if you're reading like a fiction book, you can like increase your vocabulary and it like helps your imagination. It has all these like cognitive benefits. And if you're, for example, I think we've grown very accustomed to like movies and TV and TikTok and social
mm-hmm.
media
Media.
where everything is just like fed to you and you're just like staring, but you don't actually have to do much of the work yourself. And I think maybe that's why people don't like it that much. But you know, for those people who haven't read in a long time, I would definitely just like suggest you to at least try to pick up a book that you're genuinely interested in. For example, I just got a book from the main library. It's like Michelle Obama's book, like her biography,
Oh
and it's
yeah.
yeah, and it's pretty interesting. So I'm ready to read that, and it's just like a great way to like de-stress and spend like a cozy little afternoon. It's like a great way to like de-stress and spend like a cozy little afternoon. So I would definitely recommend that, even if you think that you hate reading. Just take the time to find a book that you
You need
actually
to
like.
Yeah, you need to find a good book because I know there's a lot of bad books. Sorry to those authors, but and those are the books that like ruin it for everyone. I don't know. I think that's the reason why there's such a bad like perception of reading books. But if you pick up a good book and you actually like reading it, you're gonna have such a great time. And I know this TikToker, they were doing like this. They were doing a hate thing towards reading, and it says what you see, and then it's like the words on the book, and then what I see, and it says all these like majestical places and all that stuff. And that's really what a book is. You are entering a world through letters and words.
Yeah, definitely. It sounds like super corny
It does. It
to
sounds kind of
say this.
cringy.
It sounds super corny to say this, but like reading can transport you to other worlds, you know? But like it genuinely can serve as like a good distraction from whatever it is that you're doing, a way to just like relax whatever time of day it may be for you or whatever time period you want to read or do whatever. And so I think we all need that. And I think it's just a great way to just do something that you genuinely enjoy and read whatever it is that you want. You're also like getting all you get a lot of benefits from it, and it's also just relaxing and great. So there's lots of benefits to that, and you all should definitely try it, even
Hmm.
if you're a book hater.
Yeah, I'm definitely guilty of not reading as much as I used to. And I don't know why that happened, honestly. All these like new medias where you just have to just sit there and it feeds it to you. but I am definitely guilty of not reading enough this past year, and I've only been reading the books that school has recommended to us, and those books are good. The Secret Life of Bees and what else? Book Thief. Those are really good books, and they have really good with it. But I'm gonna make it a goal since I've already announced it. Technically,
There's no going back.
there's no
You've
going.
already, yeah. Heidi is trapped herself. There's no going back now. Now she has to commit to this.
Yeah,
So
and
maybe you can read Michelle Obama's book with me.
you know what?
Michelle Obama's book with me.
You know what? That's a goal. Now that you've mentioned that, I want to read that. But I want to try out. A lot of people have been recommending the Kindle to me, like Kindle books. Have you tried those?
Oh, like it's like a tablet and you like read on there?
Yeah. Have you tried it?
No, I don't have a Kindle. I
Me
usually just like,
neither.
yeah, I usually just like either get like a print version from the library or I just get like an ebook version like on my laptop, but I don't like have an actual Kindle.
Me neither. I don't have a Kindle either, but a lot of people they like love the Kindle. They like how there's a dictionary in their hands, and they like the tools that in their hands, and they like the tools that comes with the Kindle. But I unfortunately don't have a Kindle. So you can also try the Kindle app where you just download it onto your iPad, iPhone, whatever, and you download books through there. And I think that's really cool. So I'm probably going to try that out. And my goal is to read One of Us Next by Karen McManus.
That like One of Us is Lying thing, it's like the sequel to that,
Yeah,
right?
it's a
Yeah,
sequel.
I read it, but I couldn't really get through it because I got like bored. I know it's like a murder mystery, but I got like bored of the murder mystery. So that shows you the importance of finding a good book that you like.
Yeah, everyone's different. Like honestly, I don't really read that many autobiographies. Everyone's different. Like honestly, I don't really read that many autobiographies. But if that's interesting to you, like Dana, then go for it. You know, there's nothing holding you back. You know, we all have our own taste, and I think that's what makes reading beautiful in a way.
Yeah.
So wow, we talked about reading a lot. So moving on
Yes.
for today, we have a quote by Henry Ford. I think that's a history figure, right? I don't.
Wait, is it Henry Ford? Hold on. Is Henry Ford the one that made the Ford trucks?
Wait, is it? Can you Google that?
Is it? I genuinely don't know.
Google that.
I genuinely don't know.
Google
American
that.
industrialist. Yeah. Yeah, he founded the Ford Motor Company, which is like Ford. Ford is the
Fancy.
best in Texas.
Ford, wow. Okay, well then this quote really relates to his work then, because Ford cars are, I bet, are amazing and do really important. And a lot of people that emphasize you are the real you when no one is looking, and that's true. Your true character comes out when no one is looking. And
Mm-hmm.
if you're gonna do something, do it well. And I'm not
Yeah.
just saying that just cause. Do it for you. Do things for you and not them.
Yeah,
Do things for you and not them.
do things for you, for yourself, to better yourself, and just do the right thing and always put in your best effort even when you're not expected to, you know? And I think that's a good mindset to have, since a lot of us are going back to school, or just a mindset to have, since a lot of us are going back to school, or just in general, you know what I mean? So yeah, that's a great quote. And so yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Fun Times with Dana and Heidi. So thank you for listening to our wonderful commentary. And you can follow us at Instagram FunTimesWDH. And you can also visit our website if you want to read more about the news stories that we talked about today, and that is linked in the description. So thank you so much for listening, and we will see you next time.
Bye, guys. See you next
Bye.
time. Woohoo.